Hello, and once again, good evening, faithful fans and loyal listeners. It is the AFL Armchair Advisors back in your ear holes and assaulting your eyes in time for round 18 of AFL season 2022. I am Rich, and as I usually do, I shall be guiding you across a full 9-game slate for round 18 this week. We're going to be talking about who's winning and who's losing, what we're betting on and why, all the little things that you should be looking out for in each game, just to squeeze every drop of goodness out of every single game on the slate this week. Joining me, of course, is my main man, the man who, using his love of statistical analysis, has done to bookies what the World Economic Forum has done to Sri Lanka. It is Sensible. Dan, how are you, mate?
Feeling glorious, mate. Really, really good. Good weekend on the punt again. We were pretty solid. And now I'm just rolling into a new week and feeling great.
Well, you would be feeling great, although I do understand that your little betting syndicate in India, in the Indian Cricket League, got turned over by the authorities. How does that make you feel?
Look, we made it 3 weeks. So that's 3 weeks further than anyone initially gave us credit for. Russia, idiotic pigs for betting on it in the first place.
Absolutely. And when can those Indian farmers and unemployed labourers, when can they expect to receive their cut of it? No answer's a good answer. That's what I reckon.
Diplomatic.
No answer's a good answer. And off to my right, of course, is Desmond Van Bus, our global field correspondent, who has made, surprisingly, less good decisions in the last 4 years than what the North Melbourne Board of Directors has. Global field correspondent DVB, how are you tracking, mate?
The man is back. Man flu struck me down last week. Sorry, guys. Man was out. Man flu genuinely hit me worse than COVID. Go figure. No boosters for that, eh? Far out.
Maybe a tampon would have helped?
I mean, there actually is a vaccine for that as well.
What is it?
Yeah.
What is the vaccine?
The flu vaccine.
No, not for man flu.
Oh, yeah. The man flu vaccine is 3 foot taller and a foot wide.
I'm sure there's a joke in there about, why'd you get that?
Yeah, well,
It's too easy.
Well, he wrestles men. I mean, that's all you really need to know. He wrestles men. This is not a gay joke. That's genuinely what he does in his off time. Ask him. What do you do in your off time? Look at the grin on his face. Again, another non-answer.
Yeah, diplomatic.
We have got a gigantic show. We really do. Things are heating up. We're getting to the pointy end of things now for round 18. Let us leap into it, boys. Let us leap into it with two teams who have got a heck of a lot of work to do if they're going to make any sort of a dent in the last part of the year. Friday night at Marvel Stadium, we are looking at the Western Bulldogs taking on the St Kilda Saints. Desi, you were away last week. I want you to crack this one open like a tin of beans, mate. What's going on?
When you look at this, I love games like this because it's like loser goes home, really. Like, I know I don't see either of these teams realistically making finals, but the loser of this game, it's over. Like, you are not making finals if you lose this game. Fair comment?
I'm not.
Fair shout. Statistics, yeah. So, I'm just checking before I make another silly comment. But I like to see games like that because, the Bulldogs might not, but I know that St Kilda are going to live for that. Because they have a little bit of heart, have a little bit of ticker. Bulldogs seem just in 2022, they seem to shy away from the big moments. And when I backed them in this year, in big moments like this, they haven't shown up at all. So this week I'm going to go against the Saints. Well, I'm going to go with the Saints, sorry. They play well at Marvel.
Both sides of the fence.
They just rolled Carlton 2 weeks ago. I was there. They looked fantastic. If they get on the board early and they get on there hard as we just mentioned before, like dogs are just not going to come back.
You're not worried that they got...
when the chips are down, dogs are not firing.
Saints got trounced by Freo. Not a concern for you?
No, because they got trounced in the last quarter. But both of these teams like to give up in the last quarter if they're losing.
And dogs have been trounced 2 weeks running.
This is true.
Dogs got pantsed hard by Sydney after Sydney lost to Essendon.
Yuck.
So Sydney weren't in great form, and they pantsed them from the start the whole way through. At least St Kilda showed 2.5 quarters of good footy. They gave it to Freo. They were up. They were at least winning in the game. They may have lost by 40 points, but the Freo train was running hard in that last quarter.
You make some intriguing...
going to do it.
Yeah, you make some intriguing
Dog of the week as well. Des Dog of the week. St Kilda are the dogs this week. Get around it.
What are they paying?
211.
211, okay.
I like that.
Look, he makes some intriguing...
He does,
only going up.
I mean, I'm interested in what he's got to say so far. He's come back with better than what I expected. Dan, I said on this show last week The Dogs' key issues. They've got no support for Norton. They've got no key back pieces being able to do any sort of a lockdown or job back there.
Correct.
That's exactly what we saw happen. They got obliterated.
You said it was a terrible matchup.
It was awful
And it
matchup.
was.
Structurally, it was
Jamara.
awful matchup.
Horrible.
Shaki did nothing. Jamara did nothing. Norton got bodied all night long. We said it was going to happen, and it did happen. What are your thoughts on this game here?
I think you've literally just nailed it. I'm also going to be tipping the Saints here. It's just not the Dogs' year. And coming off a grand final, we're all pretty hot on them getting straight back to it. I don't know. I honestly really do not know what has changed in down at the kennel. But it's just absurd. The way they're getting beaten is not just close games. It is, like you said, getting pantsed.
Absolutely pantsed. And it's week after week as well.
It is. And St Kilda, again, not in much better position. They're sort of like this at the moment. Freo had 26 inside 50s in the... 25 inside 50s in the second half. Scored from 16 of them.
Whoa.
You cannot let teams do that to you. That's virtually 1 for 1. Every time they go in, they're kicking some form of score. That's disgusting behaviour.
But Freo can do that to teams. Freo have done that to good teams. They did it to Melbourne. They did it to even Port.
Too many options.
It is hard. Whereas Dogs just they've done nothing. That Dogs have just imagine Dogs against that Freo team.
The moral of the story here is both these teams can turn it on, but they're far, far too inconsistent to cause any damage if either one of them do make it to September.
Saints typically start fast, and they certainly did that last week before they got overrun. I'm expecting that's how they're going to do it this week.
Hold on.
What happened with the Swans last week against the Dogs? Started fast, blew them out early, and then the Dogs never looked like putting up a fight for the rest of it. That's why I'm expecting the Saints to do the same. I mean, God knows, it's a genuine coin flip here, but I'm expecting the Saints to start hard and start early. I'm expecting the Dogs to probably not keep up, make a bit of a fight later on. I'm expecting the Saints to win 1-39.
I agree.
Yeah, beautiful.
Let's get some bets.
Let's talk some bets. I've got Jack. I've just gone. There's a theme of this one, actually. See if you can guess the theme. A Desmond as well. And you at home. Right. Jack Sinclair, 25 disposals.
Well, I'm only thinking one theme now.
What?
After you say that. Well, I can't. I know it, but I don't think I should say
He's applying the KISS principle, obviously.
I am. I'm keeping it simple for my good friend here. Anyways, I'll continue on. Jack Sinclair, 25 disposals. Brad Crouch, 25 disposals. Jack Steele, 25 disposals. Brad Hill, 25 disposals. Adam Treloar, 25 disposals. That's my 5.
Cool.
That's my 5. Put them all together, it's paying $8. A nice round number. I like round numbers. I like curvature. I like a circumference.
Good. I like it.
Perimeters. Thoughts?
He's got no idea what you said.
I'm just
Maths
maths
over his head. Dan Butler for a goal.
Ooh.
$1.43 and Jack McRae for 30 plus. You say that?
No, I didn't.
Then I'm gonna say
Watching
Jack McRae for
Saints
30
live,
plus.
you really get an essence of how important Dan Butler is, even if he doesn't put it in with goals every week. He actually puts on like forward pressure and sets up really well, and is kind of a...
They actually call him Barometer Butler down at
Well, he's a leader. He's a leader. He's pointing out to...
Yeah, I did. Okay. But I like
Max
it,
King looks to Butler as
No?
to where to go, and every time Butler pointed, straight to the goals. Straight back, mate. Straight.
Well,
What are you doing?
I mean, if you're
Get
Max
back.
King, you obviously defer to the better players in the team. That's what you have to do.
It was good to watch, and that's why they were so successful against Carlton. Hopefully it's the same.
Let's move on.
Very interesting. Des, I'm a bit worried. For those listening on the pod, thank you for listening on the pod, by the way. We love you. We appreciate you. Des, you've got... you want to talk us through this attire? Is it too early? But you rock up in some weird kits.
It is a bit too early, but I would like Sensible Dan, for those that are Karens, just to read what my hat says, just in case you get your knickers in a knot.
It reads, make NORF great again.
It's missing the eye.
It is, yes.
Oh, well,
great.
spelling errors aside, I'm not here to win any spelling contests. I'm here to win the North coaching role.
Gee whiz. We'll return to that later on.
All right, you'll hear more later. You'll hear more at the very end, right before the D's game.
As goofy hooks come, that you'll get no better than that. Let us roll on Saturday afternoon, Adelaide Oval, Adelaide Crows, Collingwood Magpies. Dan, no, you sit there.
I was about to jump in.
No, you went first before. You had your turn and you wait.
Hopefully that's longer than this game analysis. Go, Dan.
It's Dan's turn. No, it's Dan.
I am going to be reasonably quick with this one. I think the Pies are getting up here. Bold of me, but I think they're going to do it. They are due a loss, but I don't think it comes here. I just don't think it does. Look, Crows, obviously, I think there is some improvement there from last year. I said it last week.
Where?
Well, that's exactly right. I think they are a better team, but last week it was just not it. It was just not it. Keys, Crouch, and Laird averaged 5.6 metres per disposal on the weekend.
Per disposal?
Between the three of them. That's a sum tally. 5.6 metres per disposal.
It's horrible.
Oh dear.
It is disgusting. I don't know how...
Winning the clearances, how does that even work?
Crouch had, 7 clearances off his own bat?
Where are they going? Probably backwards handballs. Most likely. That's what Matty Crouch does. It's not good enough. The team is full of too many plotters and bombers. All they do, if they do get it, and this is not the 3 aforementioned players, just bomb it forward to whoever.
Well, you know my feelings on the big, high, long, tall bomb forward.
Pies, another close win. They should not have won that game, really. And it's becoming their hallmark now. They're 6-1 in games where they've won by less than 12 points. It's
going to be good when they play. They're going to play finals this year, and it's going to be a great experience for the young players.
The thing is, right, you look at it like, it's only North Melbourne, or it's only whoever they're beating by these amount of scores. I actually think that sets you up well for finals footy. You're walking into finals prepared, providing someone doesn't pants you big time.
Yeah, ready to go.
You're ready to go because that's finals type atmosphere. They could have very easily lost that game. 3/4 time, they're down by 25.
It's about 28 from
4
memory.
goals, yeah.
They're that vicinity. Would have been very easy for them to roll over. The pressure's building. Oh, shit. We're about to lose to North Melbourne.
It's that belief.
And they do. That's culture. That's culture, baby.
It's culture. It's culture. It's belief that no matter how bad things are looking, we can come back because we have done it before.
I love that you mentioned culture. That's going to come in my segment later.
You're teasing. Stop.
Craig McRae has built a great culture there. He honestly has.
Immediately.
Sidebottom is playing fantastic footy again. He's come back from the brink of nothingness. And all the young kids are standing up and being counted. A lot of the chat centres on Jack Ginnivan every week, and he's a pretty polarising figure. But some of the other guys, John Noble's having a career best year.
Yes,
and they got him for absolutely nothing in that mid-season draft. And he is a genuine jet.
Keystone of that back line.
He is.
Crows in trouble.
Well, Crows will come to in a minute. I want to pick up on what you were saying there regarding Collingwood. McRae is just getting so much out of blokes that have popped up out of nowhere. Look, McCreery. It was McCreery last week. McCreery was the big one there at North when it really mattered. But you've got blokes like Henry, Murphy, Rusco, just popping up and doing exactly what they need to do, playing their role, getting it done. And as I said last week, it's that combination of experienced old heads who are reliable and young blokes who are providing a bit of spark, a bit of X factor, and keeping it real. They're keeping it real.
Absolutely. And look, just on the Crow side of things, just before I pass to you to finish off whatever it is we're getting to here, shout out to Jordan Dawson because he actually got the life tag out of him on the weekend and ended up getting close to 10 tackles. That's what you do if you're getting tagged. If you can't get the pill yourself, you make your opponent
find another way to
earn
influence.
every touch. Lockie Neal, you gutless dog.
I love Jordan Dawson. He's won me over big time this year.
Well, it's finding another way to influence the contest, even if you can't do what you regularly do. Look, regarding the Crows, I don't want to shit can them. Ross Lyon, I was listening on the radio. Ross Lyon said that it was the first time on Triple M that he'd seen them live all year. And he said to him it looked like, and this is not a direct quote, but he indicated that to him it looks like an intersection at the Crows of a lack of talent and a lack of strategy. Whether or not that's a strategy the blokes understand and just are struggling to uptake it, or if it's poor strategy inherently. He said he wasn't sure, but poor talent, not great strategy, combined together, this is the result.
I suppose one of the big improvements I have seen is they're not getting trounced. Like, they're in most games. I think Darren Burgess, whatever he's doing, is working there. They seem to be working at a higher level. I think what you just said is probably completely accurate. They just don't have the talent nor the game plan to implement, but they're not getting smashed.
If you watch the third quarter and even the first half of the last quarter, they actually played really good footy and dominated, but they only got on the board with like 2 goals. It was in their forward half for the entire third quarter and 2 goals, 3. It's just not good enough. We just don't have enough presenting up forward that isn't Taylor Walker.
Got a new 1-year contract today. Do like that from the Crows.
That's good.
That's good for them. Anyway, I'm going Pies 1 to 39.
Pies 25 plus.
Pies 40 plus.
Love it.
Bets. Go.
Yeah, I've got Brody Mychek for 2 goals. Crow's backline is very leaky, and I think Brody Mychek will get his 2. So that's $1.60.
Elliot kicked like 5 or 6 last time as well. Keep that in mind.
He can do that.
And Mitch Lewis had 5 on the weekend.
Nakos 25 plus. He had 23 on the weekend, but I think he'll bounce back. 23 for a rookie, and we're saying bounce back.
I think he had 21 from memory.
Madness. Either way, whatever it was, $1.57.
Bounce back.
And I'm going Laird for 35 plus disposals at $2.05.
Two user mans.
Pies just give up disposals to midfielders like nothing. Jed Anderson, Luke Davies-Uniacke both had over 30 on the weekend.
They feasted big
and
time.
Rory Laird loves a disposal.
Laird had that at 3/4 time.
He loves a disposal.
I'm very much enjoyed that. Thank you, Dan. Collingwood head-to-head. That was $1.51. Like, come on.
That's good.
Come on.
I can't wait. Now you just jinxed it.
Give me a small break. No, Collingwood head-to-head, 151. Thank you, Mum. Ben Keys, 25. Rory Laird, 30. Duday and Noble, 15 apiece. Nakos, 25, like you said. I really like the look of that. And I reckon Darcy Cameron, anytime goal scorer. He's kicked one in his last... He's kicked more. He's had goals in at least his last 3 games.
He's a big fella, and we struggle with big fellas.
Well, exactly.
We struggle with everything, really.
Look, if Mitch Lewis can kick 5, I think Darcy Cameron is going to get 1. So there's my 7, whatever that was. That's paying about $9. Yum, yum. Yum, yum. Tuck into that one. Saturday at Manuka Oval sees the Giants of the GWS variety, Dan, don't get that mistaken, and the Brisbane Lions going head-to-head. Fellas, that was 2 of the most disappointing games from those 2 teams that I've seen in some time. I think I texted you and I said that is the most insipid, low testosterone football that the Giants have dished up for a long old while.
Which is big because what's his name? Bloody, I can't even think of his name. Leon Cameron was around this year.
Well, yeah. And plus you're playing against Finlayson.
Jeremy McGovern.
Well, you're playing against the bloke that used to be in the side. Typically that wants to G blokes up a bit more. And it just... It was horrible. Everyone was crap. Whitfield is a slug.
They looked every bit like they'd played in the monsoon the week before. Well, they really did, and it's no excuse because Hawthorn didn't look that way. But
correct.
That was as much analysis as I can get out. They were just shit.
It was slow play. It was careful, particular kicks around the back line, and then just a dumb bomb into forward. And then blokes like Alia just laughed and got easy touches and kicked it straight back again.
Yep.
It was shit house. Whereas Brisbane, on the other hand, I'm loath to be too rough on them. 9 forced changes. You can't unsettle a team that much.
They still lost to the Bombers, though.
But effort cost nothing, and they were just disgraceful. On the commentary, they were making note of it. There was no defensive pressure. They were the ease with which Essendon was going from the back to the forward line was absurd.
It was good from the Bombers, though. They sticked a bit of blood and they smashed the ball. 3-4
kicks in a row, just uncontested marks into the forward 50. Just disgusting.
And for all that, they still had the same amount of scoring shots as Essendon. So they put up that bad a performance and still nearly managed to take the game. They feasibly could have won that game. Could have won it. Based off of the back of that, considering how shithouse the Giants were and how little Brisbane did and still were competitive right up to the death, Brisbane, 1-39.
I think it's a good game for Brisbane to come back to.
Yes.
Are they still a finals contender?
Yeah.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Being third on the
yeah.
You think they got
a top 4 contender? Yes.
I mean, to win the flag.
The good thing for them now, right, is they've got COVID out of the way again. They're one of the first teams to go through another round.
A little bit of a wave.
So teams around them, Geelong, Melbourne, they haven't had these outbreaks. If they get them, Brisbane's going to be riding easy.
True that.
It was interesting.
Or man flu.
The Saints less likely and debilitating. The Saints apparently have sent around text messages to all the boys just saying that limit the social interactions. We're going back to Zoom meetings. They're getting it in place now.
Good. Why not?
Be prepared.
I think that's very smart especially when you're in the position when you're in the position
Sorry, guys.
they're in of tenuous. That's perfect for them. And I think my other analysis from this game, every team should be taking Lachie Neale from here on out.
I mean,
because he absolutely cannot deal with it. He can't.
Is it raining this week in Sydney? Do we know?
I don't know.
Do we know?
Why are you laughing?
I was just thought about the segment that we had 2 weeks ago.
What?
The name segment.
What do you? Oh, you
are an idiot.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that though? He cannot deal with a tag.
Susceptible.
Monaca's Canberra, isn't it?
I believe so. Yeah.
It is Canberra,
so Canberra, I want to know: is it raining on Saturday? Yay or nay?
Tyrone.
Is it?
It's raining right now.
That's excellent.
Oh well, wonderful.
Saturday, no rain, cloudy.
There you go. Rain's not a factor.
It's -2.
That's right. Nice. That's all right. You got bets there?
I do, yeah. I've got Cam Rayner for a goal. Done it in his last $3, $1.56. Klug for 25 plus. He's done that in his last 4. That's $1.70 at the moment.
Yeah, I saw that.
And Himmelberg for 20 plus, $1.39.
Nice from you. Actually, we've got a bit of a crossover. Zach Bailey, 15 or more. Disposals, of course. Cam Rayner, anytime goal. I saw $1.77 on that one.
Well, there you go. Even better.
I liked that a lot. Canelio, Hugh McCluggage, Josh Kelly, 25 apiece. Kelly, one of the worst games I've seen from him in some time, and he still hit 27. Good enough for me.
Yep.
And Harry Himmelberg, 20 disposals. Boom. Put all that together, $8.
Josh Kelly was not good, but he ran hard. He was one of the only ones running. He just wasn't bouncing his way. A lot more can be said for him than Shitfield.
And that is saying something right there. We have got a giant game coming up now. Zooey mama.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's not get too much into it, though, because we're going to touch on it in...
LFG. It is the North Melbourne Kangaroos.
Yep.
Who I'm tipping them to win by 90. I'm getting in early. Yep. North Melbourne Kangaroos versus the Richmond Tigers, Saturday afternoon. Marvel, be there. Boys.
If I was coach, they'd win by 70. But I'm not coach, so they're going to lose by 50 plus. Tigers are going to fire back here. They are not going to be happy about that loss to the Gold Coast. That should have not happened. That should never happen. But for that Tigers team, can you imagine what Harvick's going to be saying this week? If you go out there and lose a second time to North Melbourne, oh my goodness.
I don't know. I kind of feel like Hardwick has been that far and done that much with this team that he probably would have laughed it off. And be like, oh, well, boys, win a few, lose a few like that.
Yeah, in some respects, yes. In other respects, that's going to hurt. That is going to sting.
Well, they don't have the wins in the bank now. They're on shaky ground.
Yep. They're going to win this. They're gonna do it with fundamentals.
Do you reckon?
Fundamental footy.
Yeah?
Fundamental footy. What do you think, Rich?
Look, I know Rich is definitely going to bring up the new coach smell, blah, blah, blah. Conventional rules do not apply to this North Melbourne Football Club.
That's why I need to take over.
Genuinely appreciated that they finally showed some fight. That's great. Awesome stuff. LDU has improved out of sight the last 6 weeks. He's been awesome. Agreed. Really, really good. All the chat around Jaden Stevenson, way too much. Way too much.
He's a figurehead. He's a lightning rod, and they're dumping all the hate of the team onto him.
They've moved on from David Noble, found a new poster boy.
Immediately, yeah.
And to me, it's just way too much. For a guy that's changed positions recently, blah, 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 just give the kid a break. This football club does not need any more shit heaped on it. It's a very easy target, and I'll just leave Steve-O alone. Tigers absolutely going to win this comfortably.
Well, I'm going to...
$1.11's quite... nice.
Well, if you bet on that, you're a moron. I'm stunned, frankly, that all the money is going the way of the Tigers. I mean, North. It was clear that the only issue was Noble. So once you get rid of him, now the floodgates they shall open. It is scoring season. It will be monsoonal in front of goal, irrepressible midfield, a sphincter-tight back line. All because Noble is now gone. Well done. Well done to the brave, brave souls at North Melbourne who did the hard call and sacked the awful, evil coach forever. And well done to the absolute heroes in the media that got this done, that pushed this over the line, because we couldn't have done it without you, boys. Well done. Raise a glass.
A toast.
I tell you.
I've got nothing but... I mean, it was a witch hunt, and they got their man.
It's disgusting. It's genuinely disgusting.
Fox Footy Studios tonight, they'll be sitting around with a glass of scotch, toasting a great job.
Yeah, no, you know what? What's going to absolutely sicken you is that it's going to be tossers that'll be sat on those same shows being like, oh, they're going to have to put the arm around David Noble now. Make sure, take care of him, because he'll be hurting. He'll be in a tough spot, but they'll put the arm around. And the same blokes that 3 weeks ago, David Noble's got to go. Mm-hmm. He's got to go. Nah, you shit ass. 40 games is not long enough to get any sense of an idea as to how a rebuild's going. They cleaned out 17 players. They gave him nothing and said, here you go. Deal with that.
Hold on.
What?
Why haven't won a premiership yet?
Yeah, exactly. Off you go.
Flags.
Dumb dog.
4 coaches in 5 years now, whoever this next sucker is. Godspeed, brother. / sister.
And they're still driving this. Oh, we should send North to Tasmania. For what?
Send the media to Tasmania.
Stop talking about one of my points, please.
To send the media to Tasmania. Right, no, I'm done. A Tigers 40 plus, come on.
Let's get in the bets.
I've got Dan Rioli for 20 plus.
Yep.
He's been awesome the last couple of weeks. Absolutely ridiculous. They tried to tag him on the weekend, still didn't work.
No.
That's how you break a tag, Lockie Neal.
Oh.
Jed Anderson for 20 plus disposals, $1.55.
Okay, yeah, I did see that. I didn't mind that
LDU
either.
for 25 plus disposals, $1.72, because he's enjoying a disposal at the moment. He really is. And Goldie for a goal, $1.62.
Goldie for a goal?
Yeah. There's a bit too much North Melbourne. I just looked at that. There's a bit too much North Melbourne flavour.
No, you know, a bit of representation.
Yeah, why not?
A bit of representation never hurt at all. I've gone a bit the other way. Actually, no, I haven't. Having a look, I think I'm pretty even. Shy Bolton kicked a goal in the first half of every game in the last 4 at least, and it's probably more. I just stopped looking after 4. I thought that's enough of a trend for mine. Shy Bolton, anytime goal scorer first half. Jai Simpkin 25 plus. Luke Davies-Uniacke 25 plus. I got a bit lusty here. Dan Rioli. 25 plus.
Why not?
Was paying $2.20. And I thought, I can't argue that. He's done it in his last 3. I can't argue it. And I promise you, Horn Francis will be playing a game this week. And if he does, expect 15 from the Horn boy.
From Mr. Horny.
Horn dog. Mr. Horny.
Mr. Horniff.
Oh, he is so horny. Yeah. Steady.
Who John Ralph wanted to see paying his car registration or something like that, didn't he? Was that right? No? Was it car registration?
Look, I did call Ralphie earlier in the evening. I wanted to get a bit of an idea. I was like, Ralphie, there's all these messages. He said, I can't hear. I'm in the dunnies. I'm in the toilet. I can't hear. I'll be out in a flash. I said, leave it be. And I left it.
Allegedly.
That's what you said.
In the whole... No, look, allegedly, and we'll leave that be. All right, let's
What
roll
one's
on.
the best one?
Let's rumble on. Now, we would typically do some sort of a dummy of the week segment. We've been doing some different stuff. Viewers over the last couple of weeks would notice we've been toying with some different stuff. Now, this week, Dan, we've kept it from you. Desi's been hit with a flash of inspiration. You know, he's the world's next greatest kung fu master, and he's been looking at an intersection between hits and football. Des, do you want to continue on here?
So I've scoured the TikTokers. I've scoured the YouTubers. I've scoured the Insta of the Grams.
Great.
And I found 3 hits that have tickled my taint. And I didn't do it. Richie put it together.
He sent him in.
Richie put them together because I don't have the skills to even type my own shoelace, let alone put a video together. And
you can stick a label on the hat.
We're going to watch it, and I'm going to do a little. That's what I've been looking at my phone for. I've been loading the video up. And I'm going to do a little commentary.
Have you sent a link to Dan?
On said video.
He's got the lappy.
I have not sent the video to Dan.
Dan, check.
This laptop is getting
the video
nothing
to
of the
Dan?
sort on it. I'll do it on the phone.
Jump on the
Have you
phone.
sent the video?
I've got one. Let's have a look.
If you would like to send it to him. So these hits, I'll pick 3 while you send it to
So
him.
what are we calling this? Are we calling this like Desmond's greatest hits or something?
It's called Desmond's Hits, ha lol. Ha lol.
That's the segment name.
Desmond's Hits, la ha lol.
All right, great. Let's go.
All right.
Have you?
Is this it?
I believe so. Yeah, far
Ready?
away.
So click on it,
Okay.
Here we go.
and I'm gonna do a little countdown once it started. So tell me, Dan, whenever yours starts, because I'm gonna go off your cue.
All right.
I'm very excited for this.
No, mute that,
Richie's
mute
gonna
that.
cue it on, so you can watch the hits as well. You're not just watching us. That's no
Talk
fun.
about it. Yeah.
That
Desmond's reactions. Sure.
That is no fun. All right, how are we going, Dan?
Are we sure this is going to work, mate? She's loading a while. What have you sent me?
Oi, here we go. Bang. And we are pressing play. We're going to start off with number 3. I'm very, very excited.
You built this up. This better be good, mate. Honestly.
Number 3. All right, we've gone to some local footy. Obviously, the Demons up against the Sparrows. And bang. Oh, Christian Petrarca Jr. has just ran straight through some old.
I'm reasonably certain.
Number 2, we're going to under 9s. We're jumping straight ahead. Oh, big clearance from number 2 from the Swans. And bang. Bang. Puberty hits you hard,
brilliant.
especially when you haven't hit it. Number 1, we're going to. Oh my goodness, the knee in the arse, and we've got some sort of Saints and Roos matchup here. I think this actually happened in the AFL, but this is a horrible form of humanity. Oh, the left hook has put him down.
Right,
the left hook has put him down. Number 50's going for the rear naked choke here, and this is just a pub brawl if I've ever seen it. I'm spitting everywhere, so
This
excited.
couldn't get worse.
And from
this
behind.
couldn't get worse.
Oh no!
Oh, no!
My goodness me! And he cracks him with the left hook, and he goes asleep. Oh my goodness!
Absolutely a right hook, but that's
Number
fine.
11. Number 11 has just done that poor man real dirty, and he went to sleep. He was as stiff as Johnny Sins, mate. I'll tell you that.
That is
right
the
now.
ultimate dog shot. Flat out.
Oh.
That is simultaneously the best and worst thing I've ever seen. Like, that's vile. That was a leopard seeing an antelope, all right, just on the edge of the rest of the herd and thinking, I'm going to pick that one off. That's mine.
The first time I watched that, I was just enjoying like the dude that just throws a hook, hits his teammate, right hook hits a teammate, left hook cracks the dude he wasn't even going for, and then out of nowhere when it just pans out, the poor bloke that wants to get out of the fight, just wants to have a couple of beers after the game, he actually gets put stiff. And
What,
it is real bad.
There's the analysis here.
He's good. True fighter.
Bisping.
Pepper Brooks. What does Michael Christian grade that?
We're in the decades category at this point.
Life sentence. Death. Gone.
Oh my God. I enjoyed that.
Oh,
Can you,
That is actually good from you.
can you collaborate another 3 next week?
Done.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
And then maybe, I don't know.
There could be some rugby in there because there are some big hits, some schoolyard hits.
Why
in there.
not? Just the biggest hits.
Oh, you know when you
compilation.
just
Let's
get,
go.
when you just get it the 2 and it's
So
like,
fresh.
It's like one dude is running and the other dude
No?
just stands there just to take it.
Yeah.
I love those videos. They're awesome. You actually see souls leave their body.
Get a couple of Kimbo Slice
On the
videos,
beach.
mate.
Stop.
I'd be happy to watch
Kimbo.
a few of them.
The
Love
possibilities are endless.
We're getting copyrighted with
Endless. Let's us continue, please, with some slightly more socially acceptable football. Saturday evening takes us to the MCG, where we're seeing the Carlton Blues coming up against the Geelong Cats, top of the ladder. Boy, oh boy, fellas. Now, interestingly, Carlton, great start, rather. let the Eagles well and truly back into it. How can you keep a team scoreless for a whole quarter and then let them back in to the point where, I tuned back in towards the end of the third and I thought, it's feasible.
Mm-hmm.
It's feasible. I shouldn't have been thinking that.
No.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. It's a big worry. And that's the whole reason I'm going to be tipping the Cats here. I just believe in what they've got going on a little bit more than the Blues right now.
Okay.
And the Blues at their best can literally beat anyone. But the Blues at their best is just not consistent enough.
Even the Blues at their best, though, are still
three
quarters of good footy. They have not put together a four quarters of quality, consistent footy.
How many times have we seen them this year get 40 points up and then get the gap closed on them pretty considerably?
Talk to Port Adelaide.
Game against Hawthorn as well sticks out like a sore thumb.
Talk to West Coast, one of the worst teams that we've ever seen.
And the Cats at the moment, I hate to be one of those guys, but they actually genuinely might be the flag favourites right now.
Oh, here he is. Oh, bandwagon Dan.
Look, they've employed a new strategy. Be good at the end of the year instead of the start.
No one put money
and it's
on Geelong
actually
to win the
genuinely
flag
working for them. Funnily
because
enough.
we know what happens when September comes around. They get the September. What are the September? The Hingles.
The Staggers.
The
Staggers.
nail biters.
No,
the Willies.
It is a bit of that. Look, it's interesting. I don't think the Cats mids are still putting together a full quarter effort. Like from that game that I watched, Guthrie, Duncan, Danger was pretty good actually. I was impressed with Danger, but Guthrie and Duncan, the two prime movers in there, they really only got cracking in that last quarter and a half. Okay, admittedly, it was when the game was on the line, and I'm not taking anything away from them, but they didn't start on fire and finish on fire, and nothing but fire in between.
I would think Tom Atkins might have something to say about that.
Well, that move for the midfield for Atkins is just a master stroke, and the rest of that back line is just doing so well without Stewart. Look, they're half back repelling directly into the midfield. Every time they go forward, they look dangerous with it. Their midfield is linking beautifully up with all of their forward targets, and all of a sudden they've got that many avenues to goal. It's not funny. You can't stop all of them. Yep. You can't. They're just too consistent now all the way across the field, as opposed to Carlton, which has got a ripping midfield, unbelievably stacked midfield, and two of the most informed key forwards in the league. Yep. I don't think that together is enough to get over the top of a team that is collectively firing on all eight cylinders. Geelong for mine.
And now they use Blitzarves as a tagger against Clarion track and did a bang-up job of it as well. He could genuinely run with Sam Walsh all day, I think. He is that good of an athlete.
Imagine seeing that. Far out.
Yeah, I'm going to be finding it hard to tip against the Cats the rest of the year, I think.
Well, if they keep putting together those sorts of performances, but you're not going to be at GMHBA every week. No, look, it's Cats 1 to 39 this week, I think.
What have you got, Des?
Get up, mate.
Easy's that.
Done.
He's all worn out.
That's good analysis from him, though.
Yeah, it is.
I actually appreciate it.
Well, he's jerked himself silly over the last three vids that we put
I'm
up.
knackered about those videos.
Yeah.
Knackered about the videos. Knackered watching the videos.
Sweat on man's head is
goodness,
ridiculous.
and I'm building for my segment. I've got another segment as well. I'm taking over Dummy of the Week.
His big interview.
I'm truly worried. All right, bets.
Yeah, I've got a couple. We've got Corey Durden for a goal.
Dirty.
$1.70. Kick one on the weekend. Joel Selwood for 20 plus because he does it just about every week.
Silly Sally.
Apart from the week before a rest, he likes to have about 18. But I think you have 20 in this one.
I'm hoping you're right.
That's $1.33. I've got George Hewitt for 25 plus and Sam Walsh for 30 plus.
That's very nice. Very nice, Dan.
Providing Blitzarves doesn't tag him, in which case you probably have about 12.
I tell you, that would be a sight to see, though.
I'd love it.
Yeah, you'd be in for a
Two
treat.
thoroughbreds.
Look, I'm going real lazy on this one. It's just 25s all down the line, but it's paying a bit. Guthrie, Mitch Duncan, Paddy Dangerfield, who played a stupendous game on the weekend. Doherty.
He's
Hewitt,
back, baby.
Oh, yes, he is.
He's back.
Yes, sir, Bob. Doherty, Hewitt, and Adam Chera. All of those aforementioned blokes, 25 disposals each. That's paying $13 if you belt them together. I just like the odds on all of them, really.
Hey, you'll love this, Dan. You might as well, Rich, as well. If you're,
I might as well. I'm in the room.
But you know who got a massive cheer when I went to the Cats and I went to the Carlton and St Kilda game. Kennedy got a massive roar from the crowd. They actually love him. Every time he got the ball, loved him. Every time. Actually, he was like a big lifter for that. I don't know what. Well, I know why because he's a great player, but I'm surprised that the Carlton fans.
No, Carlton fans love him. He's a hard nut.
I actually love him. Every time Sard kicks the ball, everyone goes, "Whoo!" It's actually exciting It's actually sick. It's so that I was like, oh yeah, wait a minute. I was like,
Convert. Look at this.
Unreal.
Turn up to a Blues game wearing that exact kit. Let me know how you get on.
I'll fit in.
I'll fit in. He says.
They probably actually just appreciate it, like the poor spelling and stuff. They just feel sorry for him. They just take pity.
I don't pity him.
Blues fans are up by a goal. Saints kicked the equaliser. Blues fans started leaving. 20 minutes left in the game.
Outrageous.
Leah's like, does this happen every other? Does this happen every other with every other team? I said, nah, only Port.
Was English involved in any of that
sentence? Had a stutter.
I will step in. I mean, it does happen at Port. It literally happens everywhere, though.
It happens to all teams.
Fans are fickle. They're real nasty. If you're down with 20 minutes to go,
they're equal.
Well, I could wait and see my team lose, or I could get out of here early.
I could wait and see my team draw.
Beat the
soft. Or if you're a Richmond fan, just don't turn up to Marvel at all.
Yeah. Oh, it's 90 metres away from where I live. Oh, no.
Nah, not this week. Not this week, fellas.
Shithousery. Right, Saturday night at Optus Stadium. Thanks, boys. This I'm really looking forward to. It is the Fremantle Dockers, and they will be taking on the Sydney Swans. Wowzers. Gents, Dockers flip the switch at halftime. Need that for 4 quarters. Are they more likely to do that for 4 quarters? I think so. What do you think?
I think this is quite an aesthetic game for the eyes. The
aesthetic
purple
as
and
well.
The red.
It's terrible.
The feng shui.
Yeah, it's actually terrible. I hate this Guernsey clash. I really do.
Sick. I think it looks good. I like Dockers purple. Purple haze. No, I think especially at home as well, this is a big game for them. And Freo, as mentioned off air, Freo are in a further stage of their rebuild, and they are a better team. So you think, well, Sydney travelling from Sydney, not normally great in Perth. I think the Dockers are going to do it quite comfortably here.
Comfortably as well.
I don't think it's actually going to... I think it's going to be a contest for a little bit. But as mentioned on previous pods as well, Freo just have too many options. There's too many options up forward, and you'll pull your stats out and back me up on this. But when you watch them and when they're really ticking, and they're so efficient too as well, efficient up forward, too many options just going to overwhelm Sydney.
So the thing is, like, McCartan had a field day, like Paddy... That is, had a field day against the Dogs because they were just playing to his strength. They should just kick it straight to him and watch him intercept mark. Freo won't do that.
Correct.
They lower the eyes, and even if you do put it on their head, Lob and Tabin are absolutely humongous. They aren't getting intercept marked every time you enter.
And blokes like Frederick and Schultz are just too quick.
Yeah. And just think, well, Zach Merritt kicked 3 goals against them, and they were literally just bombs into and just hope.
Big
I think
thing.
one was a set shot, but imagine what Frederick's going to do. Oh my goodness.
Run rings.
Completely different players, but that's all right.
Sure.
That's my point, though. No, that's my point.
Just go with it.
My point is Frederick is goal hungry.
He's good, isn't he?
And he's much better than Merritt as a goal kicker.
Absolutely.
So imagine if Merritt kicks 3.
Wow.
From just, you hurt me.
Yeah.
Merritt kicked 3 from just bombing it in.
Yeah.
Imagine what happens when you're actually going to place it in.
Imagine.
I'd be more like saying, well, what about Andrew Brayshaw? He might get on the end of a couple this week.
Go with it.
But anyway, look, the big thing for me, I think right at this point in time, Justin Longmuir is out coaching Horse on a week-to-week basis.
Yep.
Saints arguably on top at halftime.
Yep.
Freo went away. A lot of changes in the second half. Came out, absolutely pumped him. I don't think Horse has that in his repertoire at the moment. All he seems to think is, well, if we're getting beaten, Callum Mills to fullback and she'll be right.
And she will not be right. She has not been right.
I'm going Dockers 1-39.
Dockers with 7 multiple goal scorers on the weekend. If they pull that sort of stunt out of the bag and just get such a complete aggressive team performance going forward, it'll be hard to beat. But having said that, credit to Sydney. I love Blakey off of the halfback line. His run and dash and carry, like he looks gooby doing it, but who cares? Like he's effective. He's dangerous.
They look really, really good last week. They look phenomenal.
The problem with him coming off halfback is when Lloyd, there's a few players that do the same thing. When they get it right, it's really right. When they get it wrong, it
looks pustulating.
Really, really wrong.
Well, other teams capitalise on it. Like I had Blakey, Essendon, multi. Dons actually just ran rings around Blakey. Like he was a hole in that forward line that they just used just to continuously kick goals.
They give him license to make difficult kicks and he'll
improve with age.
And look, he plugs away at it for 4 quarters. It's not like he gets scared, but if it's not working, it's not working. And that's where I worry about someone like Horse saying don't do that anymore. Because he doesn't seem to have that in his vocab.
Did I tip Dockers? Did I tell you I was tipping Dockers?
Oh, you didn't, but I assumed as much.
I am indeed. Yeah, no, Dockers for mine. Clark and Brodie, the 2 pickups of the season. From a Fremantle perspective, like they have just elevated that team. Nat Fyfe is basically a brand new recruit, and he's now back at that level of fitness where he can have 20 touches and kick 2 goals.
Yep.
Brilliant. Wonderful. Freo. Beautiful. Bets. Dang.
I've got, funnily enough, after giving you shit, Michael Frederick for a goal.
No.
Mini Frederick, sorry. Michael's his brother. Will Hayward for a goal. He didn't kick one on the weekend. He kicked 2 behind. So guess what?
Due.
He's fucking due.
He's Stewart.
He's due, mate, for a goal. $1.44. That's already pumped out.
He's always around us.
Sports about hating kicking goals.
He's actually so hungry as well.
Yeah.
He's
Hungry
so
Hayward. Hungry Hayward.
According to Mark Robinson, the greatest player in AFL history, Chad Warner, for 20-plus disposals. He said midweek, draft year, he would take Chad Warner first overall ahead of Luke Jackson. Do you agree?
No.
Thank you. And Jordan Clark for 20-plus disposals. Now he had 30 on the weekend.
He did.
That is still $1.42. There's so much
What
value.
did Luke Jackson go in the draft?
Yeah, 3.
Who went before him? Sorry, I'm cutting in.
Rowell and Anderson.
Yes, it was. That was that.
Now, would you
draft.
take Chad Warner ahead of either of those two? Either of those two?
No.
Maybe ahead of Rao.
Maybe ahead of
I
Rowell
was gonna
right
say,
now.
Maybe Rao, but Rao will come good.
Did Mark Robinson actually just forget that Noah Anderson won the game off his own boot on the weekend?
I think Mark.
Noah Anderson is actually, I think, he's the most underrated player in the AFL. But let's move on to the next game.
I think Mark's possibly got some sort of condition.
Yeah, he might.
So don't pick on an invalid.
True. Sorry.
Don't pick on an invalid, please. My bets for this evening. Thank you. Nat Fyfe, a goal. I just pumped him up, so I've got to give him a bit of love here. Nat Fyfe, a goal. Nat Fyfe for 20 touches. James Aish for 20. Jordan Clark for 20. Hayden Young for 20. Caleb Sarong, Brayshaw, Will Brodie, 25 apiece. All together, about $12.
Cool.
Let's do it.
Boo. Boo.
Now, we are doing this game right now.
Yeah.
What? Hawks West Coast? Someone's got to do it.
Just wait.
Why not us?
Because then it's my time to shine.
It's going to be quick.
Why
good.
not us?
Let's smash it out, and then it's my segment.
Why not us now?
Me.
Hungry.
Marsha.
Nah, let's actually do that.
Let's get this done. Because I'm actually not looking forward to this game. I do apologise to fans of the Hawthorn Hawks and the West Coast Eagles who will be competing for no glory whatsoever on a Sunday at the MCG. It just looks...
How many people are going to go to this game?
Oh, yeah, no, Eagles travel well.
There was
credit
like
to the
47,000 to Dons in Sydney, and I was very surprised.
I reckon
it
it'll
looked
be
very full.
28.
28.
There you go.
28, yeah.
Yeah. Look, Hawks, reasonably impressive. Dylan Moore went into the midfield. He was really good.
Great.
Had
29 touches.
29 disposals. That's awesome. Blake Hardwick, massive. James Sicily, Jath, Nash, great. Eagles.
Yeah, but take it with a grain of salt because they played against Adelaide.
Exactly. That's why I'm...
Just
Just shut up. I'm trying to get through this game. All right? Eagles.
Help us to help you.
Eagles were god-awful for 2 quarters and all right for the other 2. And that's basically their season in a nutshell. It was nice to see Josh Kennedy kick his 700th for the Eagles.
Yeah, well done.
That was nice.
Did they all run onto the field?
For what particular reason would they do that?
700.
The Eagles players that were on the field at the time ran on.
Will he kick 1,000? Obviously not.
1,000.
I'm going Hawks 1-39.
Will he kick 750? Probably not.
No, he's retiring.
This is tough because the Hawks went to sleep and the Crows didn't capitalise.
I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Eagles got up here. I don't really care. Honestly.
I truly don't care either. This game means nothing.
I want Hawks to win because then they go ahead of Adelaide and we get a better pick.
That aside, trying to be unbiased just for 13 seconds of my life, it seems very obvious to me that pretty much everyone outside of Hearn and maybe 3 other blokes at the Eagles just want the season to be done. Like, they're so switched off at the minute, it's not funny. Like, at half-time, even at quarter-time, they were walking around. They didn't care. They didn't care that they didn't hit the score. They didn't care at all.
On to next year, mate.
It is on to next
Bali
year.
trip, let's go.
Whereas the Hawks at least were cracking in, don't have that consistency and maturity to actually string 4 quarters together yet. Still went to sleep. I think this is going to be the most ebbing and flowing game in the world, I reckon. One team's going to dominate the other for a quarter and then the roles will just switch.
To be honest, it'd probably actually be a half reasonable watch. I'm not going to watch it, I wouldn't have thought, but we'll see how we go.
I'm doing anything else.
Who are you tipping?
Hawks, 1-39,
Cool,
please.
Des.
Hawks.
Cool.
He's had a gutful. I love it.
I mean, look, these 2 teams are outside of North are genuinely 2 of the most nondescript teams this year.
Nondescript is a great word.
So I just don't really want to spend time talking about it.
most
I'd rather hear Des Noble's interview.
I am terrified and I'm trying to prolong it. But I just need to rip it off
My
like a
interview.
Band-Aid.
My interview's next week. This is my resume.
Okay.
Oh, the resume of the interview.
I've got Liam Ryan for a goal.
The resume. Come on.
Mark Robinson gave him an absolute bait this week. I expect him to turn around and kick 1 just to show Robbo up. All right, $1.33. Dylan Moore for 20 plus. That's $1.82. If he plays midfield again, why not? Dylan Moore for 80 plus fantasy points. That's $1.57. If he gets 20 plus disposals, he get 80 plus fantasy points.
Ding ding.
And Eagles, even though I tipped the Hawks, $4.25 is actually good head-to-head value. Because they're a chance.
I wonder if they're how much? $4.
$4.25.
I'd love to know what the line is, and then what you could possibly get them.
Probably be like 40, 30, 35, 40 points.
So pick your own line. Somewhere in that $1.90
What are
mark.
they paying, sorry?
$4.25 head-to-head.
Yeah, I'd probably say 32. I'd guess.
You run through your bets and I'll tell you.
32
Yes, sir. All right. Connor Nash, 15 or more disposals. He's done that every week for about the last month. And I've also got Sicily, Chankworth, Giath, Shannon Hearn, Luke
28.
Shuey.
23.
All to have 20 disposals. That was Sicily, Chankworth, Giath, Shannon Hearn, and Luke Shuey. All to have 20 disposals. Plus a little Willie Rioli anytime goal. Had one last week. That was all he needed.
23, no value in the line for mine. I'd go head to head if you're just looking for a little bit of a fluffer. For a bit of an outside chance multi, maybe.
Maybe. Those are my bets. That is that. All right. Okay. We've got 2 games remaining. Prior to that, we're not doing a Desmond scramble this week. He's turned up in the ridiculous outfit. Des, what the hell is going on and why?
All right, read my hat one more time.
Make North great again.
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 All right. I've got an acronym for North. I've got an acronym. Before I talk about... I've got 8 tips.
What are you doing here?
I'm becoming North's coach. I'm demanding that
throwing-
they hire me.
He's throwing his red hat.
I'm the
with the
only
label
one.
on it
I'm
in
the
red.
only one that will want the job. So I'm the only one that will get the job. And I've got eight tips to bring North into the top 8.
All right.
Before that, I just want you, Sensible Dan, to read my acronym for North, and this is what's going to carry us into the finals.
Look at Dan's face. Look at Dan's face. I haven't seen it.
Just read it out and read it slow like I would too.
Okay, so NORF, because he's true to form. All right. N for nibble. O for on.
This has already gone off road. Now.
R for roo.
Oh, come on.
And F for fucks.
That's exactly right, because
Nibble
everyone's
on-
going to nibble on the ruse fucks if I get this coaching
What
gig.
does that even mean?
You're going to nibble on the ruse, because guess what? You're going to fucking nibble on this ruse. You're going to nibble on the ruse, mate. You're going to nibble on the ruse. Oh, I'm excited.
I actually can't believe when he told me he was doing this today. I actually
All
can't
right.
believe I thought this is actually good
8
content.
points. 8 points. I want you guys to comment. Just give me one. No questions, just comments, please.
Am I having
To
this
to my
job?
8 points. All right. The first thing we're going to do
I
is
actually think,
end.
just quickly, I actually think this makes us impervious to strokes. Like, our brains are like, they're just permanently in stroke state.
Check back in on me in 6 minutes.
Yeah,
All Well, the first, and my number 1 is going to end all relocation talks with Tassie. Because
you,
North Melbourne are not going to win a flag anytime soon. They are not going to win a flag for another 60 years if they move to Tassie.
That's a
Tassie are not
longer-
winning a flag. Our grandchildren probably are not going to watch Tassie win a flag. I'm telling you that right now. No one's going to want to go there. North Melbourne, we are staying in North Melbourne.
Apart from 60 years being ridiculous, I do agree.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
You need to. Pass it on to St Kilda or something. Handball it off and just be like, no, Tassie, don't want to move there. Thank you. All right. They've already done this to an extent, but we're going to bring back club legends as advisors. I've got 2 in mind. Obviously, Boomer. Boomer's in that kind of role already. Make him more. Make him more of a... Bring him in because Boomer is Boomer. And you want to feel like you play
What do you
for
want him
North
to
Melbourne.
do? What do you want him to do?
He's going to help out the players, be around the club, be a bit more...
He's the runner. What more do you want him to do?
Nah, more. But there's one man... Nah,
More.
There's more...
Look, no, that's fair. That's fair. I agree with that.
I've
Do
got
more.
another player that I desperately want. He's a North Melbourne legend, and I feel like he's going to be great for this new North Melbourne team. Byron Pickett. I want Byron Pickett around the club because do you know what? He is going to give him a little bit of this. He's going to give him a little bit of this that they are lacking. Some cojones
All right, I'm on
from
board.
Byron.
I don't
Some
mind
cojones.
that.
Because
I
do you know what? As you mentioned before with the Collingwood game, Collingwood have community, they have culture, and that is their strength. That is their strength. Whether they're rebuilding, whether they're winning flags, people rock up and they watch Collingwood play footy, and the Collingwood players actually play for something. They play for the stripes on their Guernsey, and that is what players like Byron and Boomer can help with North Melbourne.
I'm on board so far.
All right.
If only they had a dad day every week, they would never have lost. I would actually like to see David King purely because...
Nah, because he's an idiot.
But, yeah,
had Wayne Carey-
That- that's his opinion.
Nah, listen,
Let's just calm it down.
No, because I just want him to put his money where his mouth is. All he does is rag on North.
But they just
Same
don't
as
respect
Carey.
him. So
They just talk shit about
Same
him.
as Carey.
He's left out.
If you're
I like
that smart
Carey.
and you know what to do, go and do it. Help him out.
Bit of that.
All right, we're at a crossroads. We're either going to give Horn Francis everything he wants or sell him for a high price, sell him for a couple of draft picks and a good player. Simple as that. We know that.
What's your preference, Coach?
Give Horn Francis everything he wants.
Okay.
I think we give him everything he wants and we make him a happy, happy man.
So he's age 19 with 8 and 10 games under his belt. LeBron Horn Francis.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing.
What else can go wrong?
I mean,
or
he's-
do you want to just keep playing shit footy?
He's basically in that position almost. Like, he's that valuable to them.
So when he says, all right, get Merritt over. Well, no, we can't. Well, I'm leaving then.
Well, we can get Merritt over. Because we need to...
They're in a rough
This is my
point.
next
They're in a
point.
rough patch right now because if you're going to get rid of him, teams know that and they're not going to pay full price.
True. And my point, and that's exactly why we're going to keep him, because we're going to decide on a core group of players that will carry us into the future. We don't have our core is lacking. It is lacking at the moment. So that is why, if you don't have that core group, get them.
Who's the core? As it stands now, who's your core? This is a question that he wasn't prepared.
He doesn't even know 5 North players.
Nah,
your core would be
Horn LDU,
Francis,
LDU,
Jai Simpkin, would be the top 3.
Ben Cunnington.
Outside of that, it's already at bare bones.
Larky.
Larky.
Purely because he's there.
I did my
Zerha
today.
purely because he's there.
I was really Zerha's probably on the way out. I'm not going to lie to you.
I don't really.
Larky re-signing's big.
Imagine him walking into a coaching meeting and just sitting down with them. Listen, Sonia, can I call you Sonia? Good. Larky, I'll be honest with you, he's already on the way out. Who else? What do you want to know? There you go.
Look, that's probably their top 5.
But they need to.
You have to build around them.
If they don't have that core, we need to bring in the core. We can do that with picks. We can do that with trades. They don't have to come. All right,
let's shoot through these next 4.
All
Unless this segment go for 3 hours.
So we need to get rid of any players that aren't going to be in the team for the next 2 to 3 years.
Awesome.
Goldstein, see you later, mate. That's my example here. Goldie, thanks for the service, mate.
Hate that
Second round pick, mate. Enjoy your time in Geelong. Because think of Gold Coast. What have they done well this year? Mabior Chol, Kaz Bolt. You know I'm biased for Chol, and I'm not a massive fan of Kaz Bolt.
Goldstein's the same age as both of them combined.
No, but yeah, that's true. But my point is, we need to recruit these players. Yeah, take a risk. Why are we not taking? Why are they not taking any risk?
I don't think
done for a second round pick.
Trading out an old ruckman is not really
a risk
proposition.
But that's an example.
I agree.
You need to get rid of these players.
I do agree.
What value does Goldstein have to North Melbourne in 5 years?
3 more.
Is he even going to be alive? All right.
Well, probably not.
What I want here, I want a Northern Territory base. The talent up in NT is unreal, second to none.
Okay.
Gold Coast have done it in Darwin.
Yep.
Done them well. This year, unreal. Mr. Roses, I believe, was a part of that.
Correct, he was.
Like, if we just get 1 or 2 players.
What about Mr. Uyar? Papua New Guinea, born and bred. Let's go.
I know, I'm starting to sweat in my shirt. It's unreal. And I don't know why North Melbourne have not done this initiative earlier.
Not as stupid as I first thought. You got 2 more. Let's go.
Right. Passion, I'll give
Number 7, mandatory Malcolm Blight training week in the off-season. Because who is the greatest North Melbourne player? Wayne Carey, probably. Number 2, Malcolm Blight. All right.
Glenn Archer fuming.
Yeah.
And what is Malcolm? What you reckon?
But Boomer Harvey also pretty ropeable.
Yeah. How many flags has Blight got compared to the other 2? Those other 2. They're a bit disrespectful.
Well, Carey won one in 99.
Yeah, I said Carey number 1. Blighty, anyway. Blight knows how to win a flag, and I say this because all of the North Melbourne players. Oh, David Noble said nasty words to me, and now I'm really sad. Well, guess what? What's Malcolm Blight going to do?
Send them all out the door. If David Noble can't do it, Blighty will.
I tell you,
I've told you the stories. I think that's really good character building because do you know what? He's just going to say, "Do you want to win? Do you want to win flags? Do you want to win flags? 1 week of it, suck it up, boys." And then they come back to me.
I do agree with you, but they're never going to go for that because players are genuinely not built for it.
Dude, even back then they weren't built for it. Matthew Connell hated Blighty's coaching so much. The dude moved to Perth to get away from
I'm telling you now.
Now he's a school teacher.
He's got a premiership medal on him. So guess what?
Also true.
Guess what? You can, and I bet he's telling everyone that.
Right, so you're just going to make him run, 200 100-metre sprints?
I'm not.
To start, break your physically.
Blighty's going to. And my final point, and this is my favourite one, and this is, you may think this is dumb, but it's actually very true.
Start winning.
Make North Melbourne a brand that people want to be a part of.
How?
None of this shinboner spirit. I just don't like the shinboner.
That's literally their whole identity.
Just
rip the heart out of them.
Just listen here. All right.
When are you going to call them the Gucci Kangaroos?
Now you've made me laugh. No, Adelaide and West Coast are very shit right now, right? But what happens? They go to games, they cheer, they get around it. I like that. Even when they're bad. People do not go to North Melbourne games and cheer. People go to North Melbourne games and just be sad.
So you want so basically the best way to do that is to move North Melbourne to a state.
I'm telling you my point. And I've got one, and this is my number 1 request. This should have been number 1. I've left it last for a reason. Yep. I want a real life kangaroo at games. And you're going to watch him grow from a joey to a big, staunch kangaroo. You're going to be...
Are you kidding me? No way. That's your number 1 way to make North Melbourne
great again.
You're gonna feed him every steroid you got, and you're gonna make him a mascot that people love. And his name is Keith.
I mean, look, to be honest, that's probably
That is awesome.
That's far
If
from
you
the dumbest
get
thing
out,
they can do.
If
But
you get this big
He's got
staunch,
Die.
if you get this big staunch kangaroo coming out, boxing gloves, you tame him.
Boxing
He's
gloves
trained.
on as
Like
well.
he's trained, but it's a real life mascot. Oh my goodness, I would go to a North Melbourne game just to see Keith. You watch him as a Joey grow up. That is culture, and that is the culture.
Make him stop.
okay, so out of those 8 points, 2 to 3 had some validity to it.
I'll give it. I'll be kind and say at least 5.
But you want to know something? I actually think that, as nonsensical as it was, far better than whatever Dr. Sonia Hood and Ben Amarfio have put together.
Well, they've put together nothing. They've
So-
been there how long
I
now?
think the kangaroo.
They've put together nothing.
Kangaroo is bloody good.
So passion.
I think that's imagine having a Joey all the way up. You watch him, and then you go to a game and you watch him bounce around and like knuckle and stuff. It'd be cool.
Unbelievable.
It'd be unreal. They do it in America.
Yeah, they do.
That was extraordinary.
Oh,
That was extraordinary. Thank you, Desmond. I was a bit.
I appreciate the passion. I really do.
Yeah.
next
Look,
week.
I've just been a bit.
No one has any passion about North Melbourne. Why?
Well, no, you hit a nail on the head there. I think there's a lot of people that are quick to shit can, and there's not too many offering up a lot of constructive assistance to get things going. And I don't know if what you said was constructive in any way, shape, or form, but by gee, it
They
was
need to
better
believe
than
in
nothing.
something.
At least
They
it's
need to
positive.
believe in something.
It's better than just piling shit on them and saying Jaden Stevenson's garbage.
Actually, have a bit of heart. I think it was good. I didn't shit
Get-
on North Melbourne at all. Really,
Get Keith in.
Keith, it is. Yep,
that was awesome.
Keith, done. I love it.
I enjoyed that.
Oh, good God above. Let's roll on. Sunday, 2 games left. Bear with us, please. I'm begging you. Sunday at TIO Traeger Park in Alice Springs, the Melbourne Demons and the Port Adelaide Power. Boys, it is
The new spiritual home of the
I
Kangaroos.
was going to say, you know who's just parking their rear ends in there? North, mate. We're going to scout some talent.
I love how it's the first point, don't move to Tassie. Second point, move to NT.
We're
yeah.
not going to move to NT.
Go south, go north.
Gold Coast haven't moved to NT. They've
I'm
just got
only
the base.
taking the
They've just got the
piss.
headquarters.
Let's moving on. We're discussing the D's. We're talking about the Power. Now, Power, I was wrong. I'm the first man to put his hand up and say, look, I expected the Power to be plebs and to be sooky. No, they turned up and they turned on an excellent performance. Blokes would have been cheering if you're a Power fan, turn up to that. It is elimination final week for them every single week going forward from here. And
If they lose one, can they make finals?
statistically, I don't believe so, no.
It's just
They're 8 and 8. They're 8 and 8. 13 is the magic number. And there's what?
especially
18,
this year.
19,
This year
20,
is really
1,
like,
2,
really
3.
high.
You might be able to sneak in with 12 because there's such a log jam, but it's really winning in from here.
How many rounds we got left? Six.
Including this week.
I actually thought they were pretty reasonable though.
I agree.
I thought they bounced back.
They've got
They
a
look
tough-
great. Rosie's building. Sam Pepper, career best form, I would say at the moment.
Agreed.
I actually think Finlayson and Dixon make a pretty reasonable ruck combo as well. Like it's not conventional, but
In another universe, Dixon would have been a hell of a ruckman.
absolutely. You just have to wonder, don't you, if the first 12 years of his career were a complete waste of time. Was he always meant to be a ruckman? Anyway, the D's, don't really know where they stand currently. They're like this at the moment. They've lost as many games now as they have all of last year. Few to go. In their last 4, they play Freo.
Ooh.
They play the Pies.
Well,
They play the Blues. And they play the Lions. That is a serious litmus test for how your final series is going to go.
That's daunting.
If you can get through those 4 and win all 4, grand final bound. If you don't,
questions.
bit of doubt in the mind.
Question. Do they have Clary this week is my question.
He's
No,
be-
he's got the
he's
week
being
off,
listed.
hasn't
He's
he?
being listed as a test, but I strongly suspect that's just a bit of lip service. Try and put a bit of fear into Port. I don't think he'll play.
I would be stunned. He's too crucial. He's too crucial. Too crucial going forward. Look, at the Port side of things, Rosie, unreal. Pace, goal sense. He's got a peg on him.
Absolutely.
He's got a genuine peg on him. He's starting to blossom into the player that Kane Corns has been telling us that he is. At long last, it's not Kane talking absolute shit again. It's what Kane's saying is starting to come true. And I love it. I love watching the bloke play. He looks great. As you said, Power Pepper, maturing before our eyes.
Has to be their BNF this year.
I would have thought, yeah. He's
Unreal, hey?
He's really right up there.
Slotting pies like you wouldn't believe.
Consider this as a matchup in the middle, okay? Track versus Wines, Viney versus Sam Powell Pepper, Dixon versus Gorn. That's big. That's going to smack.
I think Gorney's going to run rings around Dixon, though.
Dude, the power and speed that Dixon played with, I was genuinely shocked.
Dixon is not an easy ruck to play against.
No, he's not.
Not at all. Between him and Finlayson, they just absolutely dominated Matt Flynn. And I know Matt Flynn is Matt Flynn, but they absolutely killed him.
Dixon was grabbing the ball out of the air on the wing and sidestepping blokes and then bombing it. And
because if you look at the stats,
you just don't see that, man. They just don't do that.
If you look at the stats, he had 13 hit-outs. Now that's average.
Mediocre.
That's because he wasn't even bothering to tap.
He was just grabbing and running.
Destroyed Matt Flynn at the contest. Took the ball, hands, kick, whatever.
Nice. That is actually good.
It was incredible.
This is real important to them because they've got, obviously, as you said, every week's an elimination final. They've got Geelong next week. Tough one. They've got Collingwood the week after. Tigers. That's also a tough one, but you think they should get over the line there. But then when they finish off with Essendon and Adelaide. So these next 2 weeks are real crucial for Port if they want to make finals.
Look, we've seen Cilia. I think the Swans back in it might have been 2018, lost most of the half of the year, and then they potted out and won something like 10 or 12
What
in a
were
row.
they? 0-6.
There was something
So
horrendous.
that means they've gone 8-2 in the last 10 weeks.
Who?
Port.
They're 0-5.
Yeah, they were 0-5.
So, so 7-3. It's good going.
Yeah, it is good going. It's doable, but I've got to back the reigning premiers in a genuine 50-50. Like, I wouldn't be surprised seeing either of them win.
Melbourne play well in Alice Springs. I reckon they got a little bit of it.
Port have had 3 starts in Alice and won all 3 of them. Won all 3 of them.
It's a genuine line ball because the D's form is so up in the air. I'm going to still tip the D's 1-39.
Yeah, I think you
just have to. But losing Clary is massive.
Big tings. Big tings.
I expect a big game from Jack Viney. Huge.
Oh, it's going to be, captain's game. Wait for it. Yes, indeed.
D's?
D's. Yeah.
I got bets, though.
Yeah, you do.
I got Sampow Pepper for a goal.
Yep.
All right, because why not?
He's hungry.
I've got Connor Rosey for 20 plus disposals. That's $1.26. That's still pretty easy.
Good for mine.
Jack Viney for 25 plus $1.38. It's not a hell of a lot of value in this game, but you just take the little ones and build.
You go with the consistency in a game like this. And look, Track 25. I know he's not done that a lot of late, but the last 2 weeks I've really liked what I've seen. And I think with Clary out, he's the main man. So Petrarca 25, Jack Viney 25, as you said. I also had Rosie for 20 disposals. I have Track and Rosie for an anytime goal. And I've also got Brayshaw for 20 disposals. And Charlie Dixon for 15. Now that one is speculative. He's had 15 in 2 of his last 4. And those other 2 games, he was 14 and 14. So he's there or about the mark.
If he's going to grab it out the ruck, like you said as well, that's going to sneak the touches.
And he's paying something like $2.20 to do it.
Damn.
Stupider things.
It is. Put them together as $11. I don't know. Up to you. I don't know.
We got one to go.
Last one.
No way.
Thank God above. All right. It's Sunday at Marvel Stadium. It is the resurgent, the finals bound Essendon Bombers.
Oh, no.
Asterisk 2028 and above. Against everyone's favourite, everyone's second team. It's the Gold Coast Suns. Do you want to take this one away?
How good was that Noah Anderson kick for goal? Oh, my goodness.
Carmichael Anderson, unreal.
Oh, my goodness.
Unreal.
I like Noah Hunt.
I was watching this instead of the Port game because it was kind of like interlapping like the start of the Port game. And then I just ended up not watching the Port game. I'm watching it and I missed 2 goals in the middle and I'm looking, I'm going, wait a minute. We're on here. Suns are on here. And they just kept steamrolling over the top. Oh, my goodness me. Unreal.
40 points down they were.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, it was over. That's why I kind of had it on the phone and I'm just like, we're out and about. I'll watch this game a little bit like the Suns. That has literally saved their season.
Very, very similar to Collingwood. That's culture and coaching that gets you through that.
Yeah.
The belief in the system and what we've said it for the last however many weeks. I absolutely love what they've built up there.
Yep.
Like that.
And they're still building.
When they drafted Rowell and Anderson, there was a lot of chat still. They'll probably just leave in 4 years, head back to Victoria because don't want to be there. Blah blah blah. No chance in hell. Those two are Gold Coast Suns lifers now. They've built this team around the 2 of them. I just love
the
it.
tip of the iceberg.
I just absolutely love it.
What you're saying is that it's the tip of the iceberg.
Yep. And they don't even have Ben King, which is the scary part. They've still got arguably their most important player to come back into the team.
Oh, Joel's pretty important.
Well,
I said arguably.
You laugh.
For a bit of a chat.
You laugh. If you put King back into that forward line, you've got Chol, King and Casbolt.
Well, Casbolt's going to slow down eventually, do you think?
No,
How old is he? Like 32?
But if he's taking the 3rd best defender every week instead of the 2nd,
now he
steps down.
Precisely. Now Chol becomes you much more mobile. He could play as a small forward. He's quick enough to do it. Now that's a nightmare matchup for a small defender. Forget that. So
You got a towel, Dan?
King coming back is not just King kicking goals. It's what it's what he allows
Spreads
to
the
open
ball,
up.
yeah,
It's what he allows to open up.
Yep.
Get that, putting that to the side. Suns' shitty quarter in the second is going to now give them confidence that they can dig themselves back. Like Collingwood, no matter how bad it gets, we genuinely got the belief that we can dig
Game's not
ourselves
over.
back. The game is not over.
Ben Ainsworth again having a career year.
What do you have, like 26 or
Yeah,
something?
and 2 goals.
That's
He's been
rude.
fantastic.
And important goals too at important times.
And-
They were hard.
and,
They weren't even hard kicks.
And Jack Bowes was his best game since his return as well.
Yeah, it was.
You know? So he's looked really good. They're building at the right time. You still just feel like it's not going to be quite enough, which is disappointing.
They're going to be 9th, I reckon. 9th or 10th.
They're going to just be squeezed out. But even so, you got to look at it like a massive success, humongous success from where they've come from.
If nothing else but cultural.
Correct.
Yep.
It's just crazy.
Dons, on the other hand, I've been liking what I'm seeing from the last couple of weeks from the likes of Hind.
I'd almost be annoyed if I was a Dons fan right now.
I don't know. There's a bit of an...
The pressure tap switched off, and all of a sudden they're like, oh shit, probably should start playing some footy in the back end, eh?
Yeah, but look, I'm going to do him a bit dirty here and say
They
that...
haven't looked great though. They still haven't looked fantastic. Like I was at the Sydney and Essendon game. They didn't look good. Like Sydney was so off that day. It was horrendous.
That's what I'm thinking.
And I'm looking going, wait a minute, I've got Sydney to win in my multi here. Why aren't they winning? Why do they look so bad? And I'm like, I was saying that, not Essendon look great.
The only thing I'll finish that off with saying though, look what just happened on the weekend with North Melbourne and Collingwood. Like, there's some wild animals out here. And
Bulldogs fans, get stuck in.
Look what happened to North on the weekend. That's what bad teams do. They don't know how to win games. You're correct. Essendon weren't great, but they still managed to hold on. That's progress.
They're not going to do that at Gold Coast, though.
It's a start.
It's a start.
It's a start.
Let's go the Sun.
Yeah, I'm Suns all the way on this one. I think they're just a bit further along.
Absolutely.
Just a bit further along for mine, Suns. Hopefully it's a good game.
I like Caldwell as a tagger.
That's his role.
I like that.
That's him now.
Big time.
That's
Absolutely.
him now.
Straight to chonk.
It makes me question, like, you saw how damaging blokes like Merritt, but blokes like Merritt and Caldwell were when they got their hands on the ball, and Shield going through the middle.
Yep.
As this whole time, have they just been focusing on getting possession and holding it instead of being actually proactive with it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
because
funny.
it's the same amount of touches, but the way they're using them is just so different the last two games.
There seems to have been a big shift. And not only that, I actually think you mentioned him already. I think Nick Hines has been a big driving force in that. His last couple of weeks have been totally different to how he was being used in the first half of the year. First half of the year, he was a Medi sub playing in the VFL. He couldn't even get in the team.
Yep.
That man is too talented to be in the VFL. You should be able to find a use for someone who can rack up 20 disposals and gain 700 metres.
So be proactive, Dons. That's what the message, the take-home message is.
Correct.
Here. We've got some bets. So I spoke about Merritt, and I'm going to keep on him. He's paying something like $1.32 for 25 touches. Considering who we know Merritt to be, that's good value for mine.
Correct.
Noah Anderson, 25. Tuke Miller, 25. And then I've got Swallow and Shield for 20 disposals apiece. And that's about $5.50, $6 somewhere.
My favourite bet of the entire round.
Oh, hey.
Chol goal.
No value in that because he's going to do it.
7.
What do you think Suns head-to-head is?
Oh, I did say this. It was nice.
It's actually gone up since I looked at it this morning. It's $1.77 head-to-head. That is humongously good value for mine.
It's disrespect.
Now, we famously hate head-to-heads because literally
They'll always
anything can
burn
happen. I mean, last couple of weeks, Sydney looked pretty good value against Essendon. They were like $1.30, nice little fluffer. Wrong.
They dick me.
I love this bet, though. I really am in love with it. And if it was a person, I'd probably marry it.
Cheap. Cop that.
That's the long and short of it.
Bit like
That's how I feel about this bet. And I've also got Nick Holman for goal. He did it on the weekend.
You did.
And you laughed at me.
I did.
Shane Edwards did too. That was $1.91 last week. Guess what? $1.28 this week.
Nostradamus over here. Nailed it.
And McGrath for 20 plus because he always gets his 20. Did you say that?
No, I did not.
He gets his fill.
He'll get his fill. Hopefully you've had yours as well. Thank you for bearing with us in what's been an absolutely rip-roaring, rambunctious round 18 show. It's been a pleasure as always. Please hit the like. Please hit the subscribe. It's all free. It's all just bants. We just do it for the entertainment value. If you could reward us with a little like and a subscription and maybe tell a mate or two about us, we'd love it. Wouldn't we love that?
Absolutely.
Wouldn't we love that?
Froth that.
I love it.
We'd love that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We will see you next week.